What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic Book Nerd, where we talk all things major movie television news. I am your host on the channel, Sullivan, and it is freaking game day. Ahsoka just dropped last night. We haven't got a chance to watch it. We just watched episode 1, so we, coming out of the gate, are going to do a breakdown of episode 1 of Ahsoka. Next video will be episode 2 breakdown, so stay tuned for that, but disclaimer here, I usually don't cuss in my videos, but holy shit, Star Wars is fucking back. Now, honestly, this was a great show to watch. I really enjoyed this show. The first episode was absolutely phenomenal done. Great job, Dave Filoni, by the way, directing this episode. Real quick, R.I.P. to rest in peace. May Ray Stevenson rest in peace. He is the late, obviously. We saw him in the first episode. So, that is basically who the first episode was for. But, holy frick, dude. We have some stuff to go over in this episode. But first, if you guys are new to the channel, obviously, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into this breakdown of Ahsoka episode number 1. So, obviously, the episode starts off with, we see Randall Cobb, or Ray Stevenson's character, I believe, who's General Randall Cobb, or something like that, as well, in the show. We see that they are obviously getting a transmitter from a Jedi ship. Now, this Jedi ship is later revealed to be the villain of the show, which we'll talk about what this sets up later at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But this episode is freaking amazing. Obviously, great work by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau right there. But that's what we start off the opening scene, obviously showing how Ray Stevens' character actually dies as well in Star Wars canon as well. This obviously being set up later on in the episode, which we will talk about. So, the opening credits, not too much of a thing. It's obviously them breaking the villain out of prison from when Ahsoka captured her. I believe it was in Clone Wars, by the way. So, obviously, a lot right there is happening right there. But then we cut to Ahsoka, and it looks like she's in the place. I can't remember which planet that they specifically said in the episode, and they may have not even said it in the episode. But obviously, looks like to be in the same place she was in Mandalorian Season 2 is what it looks like as well. But we see her break into some sort of thing, and a very high-tech place, by the way. Let me just say that right there. But, obviously, we see her, and this is later to reveal that she is breaking into getting this map. Now, what is this map for? This map is for General Thrawn. This is how General Thrawn is going to be coming back into Star Wars canon, into this show as well. So, we see her break into the map to go find General Thrawn. Once she finds this map, however, she obviously gets attacked by droids and stuff like that. So, the droids self-destruct, blow up the whole planet. Her and her little robot fleet back to the ship to where they find out that Ray Stevenson's character is officially dead. And obviously, this is where Ahsoka Tano finds out that the person who she obviously got in prison in Clone Wars, I believe, is now officially broken out of prison by the two main villains of this show. So, that is where we are right now in this show right now, is where Ahsoka Tano, obviously, finding out that they are broken out of prison, and now she obviously has a talk with the general, and obviously right there, they agree that she needs to go to the different planet and go talk to Ray, or something like that, Raven's son, or whatever the girl's name was at the end. You guys know who I'm talking about. A really dark-haired, pink-haired girl as well. Not going to really try to pronounce any of these characters' names, because obviously that's probably why. But obviously we see that she goes to her and she explains to her that Ezra, she may be back. Now we get a reveal that obviously she is living on this planet and she was invited to go to the ceremony. She didn't go to the ceremony, so there's that whole of a big deal as well. But obviously we get the reveal that she is, I believe Ezra, or whatever the name was, is her boyfriend, question mark, or something like that. Obviously, they're not related in any way. That is said in this episode, but they are like family, and I'm wondering if they're currently dating or not in the Star Wars canon. I will have to look that up, by the way. But, obviously, once Ahsoka gets there, and obviously they call her back to it, and basically Ahsoka is explaining, hey, there is a very, very small possibility that Ezra may still be alive after what happened in the past. Now, what happened in the past is a question mark right now, which I'm sure that they will get to in episode 2, but at the time of recording this, we still do not know who that is. So, obviously, there's that right there. But we see that the droid obviously calls Ahsoka Tano in to explain to everything, and they find out who the new villains are. Obviously, we know who the villains of these two villains are, but they find that out, and obviously they go back to a missing girl, or to the girl is missing. Basically, she left without being untold, without telling them to or whatever. So, obviously, right there is that right there. So, that's a whole nother plot point in itself, which we will talk about. And we will talk about how Thrawn is potentially returning and is going to return in this series as well. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video too. But continuing on from where we started off, obviously Ahsoka is trying to recruit her to come help her find Ezra. She's doing it alone, and we see that droids, obviously, disclaimer, spoilers ahead coming in this video too, but we see droids start to attack her as well when she is studying the map, and she finds out the key to the map and finds out where Ezra is hiding and all of that stuff. She even writes it down on a little template as well. So, right there, that is why she has that right there, is to find out where Ezra is. So, she does eventually find out where Ezra is, and obviously that's a whole nother shebang right there. She freaking does it, or finds out where Ezra is as well. And obviously she says that she's going to go on a little trip. Obviously, we know that that does not happen. She eventually dies at the end of this episode, which we will talk about coming up shortly. But we see it's actually a very, very cool lightsaber fight, in my opinion. Star Wars, Disney did absolutely freaking amazing with this show. This show is so freaking good, and I cannot wait to see what happens next with Ahsoka and this show and Star Wars in general. But, obviously, we see the whole lightsaber battle between her and the blonde-headed lady. Still, really don't know any of these characters' names, but we're just going to call them as they are. So, you can hate on it down in the comments, by the way. Let me know in the comments who these characters are as well. But, obviously, it was a very good lightsaber battle, in my opinion. And, obviously, Ahsoka and her droid don't make it in time, and then that is where she dies as well. So, obviously, to recap this episode, very, very freaking good episode. An amazing episode by far, in my opinion. One of the best shows that Star Wars has fucking done. I'm going to have to edit this stuff out as well. But it is such a good show, and I recommend this show. If you guys are watching this with spoilers, go watch Ahsoka Tano. This is a very, very good show. Brings me back to the old days of Star Wars, and I cannot wait to see what Star Wars has to offer, and to see the future of Star Wars in general with the Mandalorian spinoff and all of that. So, once again, thank you, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, for bringing this together. This show is so freaking good, and I cannot wait to, obviously, see more of Ahsoka Tano in the next episode. Once we get done with this, we'll start watching that, break that episode down, and then we'll be done with Ahsoka for the week as well. But, obviously, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on Ahsoka. This was such a good first episode. Obviously, they paid tribute to the late Ray Stevenson after his death. May he rest in peace as well. So, there's that element to that as well, which made it feel a lot more like Star Wars back in the old days. But this show is still a very, very good Star Wars show. I cannot wait for the future of Star Wars in general. Star Wars is back. Mark my words. Obviously, we don't have any movies yet, but we will be getting movies soon. So, stay tuned. Obviously, drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, I'm going to hop off, go watch this second episode of Ahsoka. Obviously, come back, review it, all that good stuff. By the way, this show got an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes as well, so that is very, very good for Ahsoka too. So this Star Wars, it's only going up for Star Wars as well. I'm super hyped for the future of Star Wars. Obviously, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.